They murdered him. Aided and abetted by the Western media. Look at that, the BBC. Aided and abetted by the BBC, by Trump, by Starmer, by all the journalists that were silent. 4 of Al Jazeera staff, including reporter Anas Al-Sharif, were killed, murdered in an Israeli attack on a tent for journalists outside the main gate of Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital. If these words of mine reach you, know that Israel has succeeded in killing me and silencing my voice. On August the 10th, Israel attacked a journalist tent near the main gates of Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza City. Anas and several colleagues were killed, including Mohammed Orikoe, Momen Aliwa, Ibrahim Zahir, Mohammed Nufal. I lived pain in all its details and tasted loss and grief. And again, yet I never hesitated for one single day to convey the truth as it is, without distortion or falsification, hoping that Allah would bear witness to those who remain silent, unmoved by the remains of our children and women who did not stop the massacre that our people have endured for over a year and a half now. How do we live in a world so cruel? How do we live in a world so cruel? When George Bush bombed Al Jazeera office in Iraq, it was a scandal killing Tariq Ayoub. In Gaza, it's been normalised by Netanyahu, aided and abetted by Trump, Biden, and Western media. Murdering every single last journalist in order to conclude their genocide away from the world's eyes. Shame on every single enabler of this barbarity. We will never forget. I can read you the things. So let's say the BBC, Sky News, LBC, Guardian, Times, Telegraph, Independent, Financial Times, New York Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, CNN, every single Western mainstream media outlet has the blood of Anis al-Shafira on their hands. Every single one. So an hour before the tent was bombed and he was murdered, he wrote, "To whom it may concern, the occupation is now openly threatening a full-scale invasion of Gaza. For 22 months, the city has been bleeding under relentless bombardment from land, sea and air. Tens of thousands have been killed and hundreds of thousands wounded. If this madness does not end, Gaza will be reduced to ruins. Its people's voices silenced, their faces erased, and history will remember you as silent. Witness to a genocide you chose not to stop. Please share this message and tag everyone who has the power to help to end the massacre. Silence is complicity." And you know, on Saturday, they were arresting like over 500 people for holding up signs. That's what this country does. That's what Keir Starmer, David Lammy and Yvette Cooper, that's their response to the massacre, to the killing of saints like fucking Anas Al-Sharif. This was his final message. And do you know what? Why are there Israeli arms factories in this country building weapons to kill journalists like Anis? Why? Don't ask whether we're complicit in whether we're going to have an arms embargo. Ask why are there arms factories building weapons of genocide? And the people who opposed that are now in jail. How's that even possible? This is my final message. If these words reach you, know that Israel has succeeded in killing me and silencing my voice. First, peace be upon you and Allah's mercies and blessing. Allah, Allah knows I gave every effort and all my strength to be a support and a voice for my people. Ever since I opened my eyes to the life in the alleys and streets of the Jabalia refugee camp, my hope was that Allah would extend my life so I could return with my family and loved ones to our original town of occupied Ascalon and Majil. But Allah's will came first, and His decree is final. I've lived through pain in all its details, tasted suffering and loss many times, yet I never once hesitated to convey the truth as it is, without distortion or falsification, so that Allah may bear witness against those who stayed silent, those who accepted our killing, those who choked our breath, and whose hearts were unmoved by the scattered remains of our children and women, doing nothing to stop the massacre that our people have faced for more than a year and a half. I entrust you with Palestine, the jewel in the crown of the Muslim world, the heartbeat of every free person in this world. I entrust you with its people, with its wronged and innocent children who never had the time to dream or live in safety and peace. Their pure bodies were crushed under thousands of tons of Israeli bombs and missiles, torn apart and scattered across the walls. I urge you not to let change silence you, nor borders restrain you. Be bridges towards the liberation of the land and its people until the sun of dignity and freedom rises above our stolen homeland. I entrust you to take care of my family. I entrust you with my beloved daughter, Sham, the light of my eyes, whom I never got the chance to watch grow up as I had dreamed. I entrust you with my dear son, Salah, who I'd wished to support and accompany through life until he grew strong enough to carry my burden and continue the mission. I entrust you with my beloved mother, whose blessed prayers brought me to where I am, whose supplications were my fortress, and whose light guided my path. I pray that Allah grants her strength and rewards her on my behalf with the best of rewards. I also entrust you with my lifelong companions, my beloved wife, Salah Bayan, for whom the war separated me for many long days and months, yet she remained faithful to our bond, steadfast as the trunk of an olive tree. Does not bend. Patient, trusting in Allah, and carrying responsibility in my absence with all her strength and faith. I urge you to stand by them, to be their support. After Allah Almighty, if I die steadfast upon my principles. I testify before Allah that I am content with the decrees, certain of meeting Him, and assured that He is with Allah's is better and everlasting. Allah accept me among the martyrs, forgive my past and future sins, and make my blood a light that illuminates the path of freedom for my people and my family. Forgive me, for I have fallen short. Pray for me with mercy, for I kept my promise and never changed or betrayed it. Do not forget Gaza, and do not forget me in your sincere prayers for forgiveness and acceptance. Anis, Jamal, Al-Sharif. This is what our beloved Anis requested to be published upon his martyrdom.